is Tuesday, December 29th, 2020. That means only 3 days left in this year that we want to push straight out the window and continue to take our tickets straight to the pay window. Welcome into the Early Edge, powered by SportsLine, the only daily sports betting podcast that is in your feed before 11 a.m., and we do it in 10 minutes or less. If you watched on Monday, we gave you five winners, including Cam Newton, the under and pass attempts, 25.5. We told you, play badly, get knocked out of the game because they're getting blown out. And that's exactly what happened. 10 pass attempts. That's the kind of edge you get here on this show. I'm your leader, the coach, and I've got the best cappers in the business. Today, it's about the NBA. College bowl season continues, and we're going to kick it with Tom. Tom Fornelli is going to bring in something from the pitch. So let's bring in our cappers right now. First and foremost, in your upper right-hand corner, last season in the NBA, 59% of the tickets straight to that pay window I always tell you about. Mike Barner, welcome once again to the show.
Morning.
Oh, I like it. He's laser focus. He says, I'm getting in and I'm getting out. And then the man on the bottom, Mr. Tom, take the bass out of your voice, Fornelli. Tommy, you just gave us recently Arsenal and Chelsea both to score in the game, and what a shock. You cashed it.
Yeah, shout out to Tammy Abraham for getting that meaningless goal in the final couple minutes there to make sure we won.
Isn't that nice when you're looking at your phone, you're out running around, you're like, score, score, score. Yeah. And then they do. That's nice. All right, guys, let's jump right in. First game on our ticket today, the Alamo Bowl, Texas. This line, according to our good friends at William Hill, has now moved down to 7, which is good. Against Colorado, the total at 63.5. This one on ESPN today. Tom, start us off. Give it to me.
Yeah, you know, this line is getting a little smaller. It's going in the other direction, but I like laying the points with Texas here. If you look at these two teams, Colorado is a nice story, and it's 4-1, and it's an unexpected 4-1 because nobody really had any hopes for it coming into the season. And now it's kind of, you know, it had a good season, but it didn't play the most difficult schedule. And then there's Texas on the other side, which is a team that is always under the microscope and getting picked apart for every little single thing that it might do wrong. And I think that is showing up in this spread here because Texas is a much better team than Colorado is. And while the Longhorns are going to be missing some captains and key players, they still have their quarterback, Sam Ehlinger, playing, and they're still going up against a Colorado team that is just not a great matchup for them because Colorado offensively has been a team that has run the ball 60% of the time. That's the 14th most in the country. It's just they're not great at it. Like they average over 4.25 yards per carry, but if you look at their success rate, they're actually one of the bottom third teams in the country, which kind of tells us that they run the ball a lot. They get a lot of nothing, and then once in a while, their running back, Jarek Broussard, who's had a good season, breaks free for a big gain. So it's an all-or-nothing approach. But if you look at Texas defensively this year, their problem has been stopping the pass. Against the run, they're actually an above-average unit. So they're going to be able to take away what Colorado wants to do. And if you force Colorado to have to pass, the Buffs really haven't shown an ability to do that at any point this year. And we kind of saw it in their last game against Utah, which was the first defense that was able to take that run away from them. And Utah smothered them, and Colorado wasn't able to do anything offensively. So I think that Texas in this match with Sam Ehlinger starting his last game and Tom Herman, who just does wonderful in bowl games as it is as a coach because he actually likes playing in them and gets his team prepared for him. I think Texas is the smart play here. I'm laying the points.
Well, they started, Tommy, as 12-point favorites. It's come all the way down to 7, so a lot of people agree with you. I should point out that in their last regular season game, Texas had over 600 yards of offense against Kansas State, and they scored 69 points. 69 points. By the way, if you're not a SportsLine member right now, what are you waiting for? If you sign up for an account right now, use the promo code EDGE. We're going to give you 30 days for free. One of the great picks from our Kappas you would get at SportsLine right now, either sportsline.com or the SportsLine app, is Barrett Salih, our number one college football expert on SportsLine. He likes Oklahoma State -1 against Miami. The total in that game is 61, but he is on Oklahoma State -1. He likes the fact that they're playing with running back by committee. Okay, next game on our board. Let's go to the NBA. Mike, you are up. We're going Bulls. We're going Wizards. -5.5. Washington is favored. This is a 7 Eastern tip. What do you got?
Yeah, it's new coaching staff, same old terrible Bulls. They've lost all 3 games, 2 of which were by at least 19 points. They've played no defense. They've allowed at least 124 points in all 3 games. They are going to have no answer for Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. So I'll take the Wizards at -5.5 points. I'll also stay in this game for my favorite player prop of the night. I'll take Russell Westbrook to record a triple-double at plus 270. He wanted to leave the Rockets so he could return to his heyday play when he was with the Thunder. If you recall, he averaged a triple-double in 3 straight seasons. Now with the Wizards, he's played 2 games. He has 2 triple-doubles. The Bulls are going to have no answer for him, so I like that at some nice, juicy plus odds.
Yeah, anytime you get that at plus odds, the fact that he's going to do it probably, Mike, I would say 2 out of every 3 games. Even if you don't hit it every time, it's still a good bet to make, right? Almost every time for Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. He's back to the Westbrook with the Thunder, and more often than not, he's going to get a triple-double. So when you get those plus, it just started out at plus 340. I'm a little bummed that it's now plus 270, but I still can't resist it.
All right, that's what the early edge is all about. Get the number when you can get it before it goes in the opposite direction. All right, next game on our board. We're staying in the NBA. The Celtics -1 at Indiana. The total has gone down to 218.5, 7:05 Eastern tip. Tommy, this one's on you. Give it to me.
Yeah, this one opened as a pick-em, and it's moved in the Celtics' direction to them laying the points, and that's the direction I'm going. I'm taking Boston here. I know Indiana is undefeated, but if you look at Indiana's schedule, one of their games was against the Bulls team Mike was just talking about, which is terrible. They haven't played a great schedule. They played Boston the other night. The NBA is doing that thing this year where because of the COVID set scheduling, they're having teams play back-to-back games against one another, and this is the second game. Indiana beat the Celtics by 1 point, but if you look at that matchup and you look at the box score, Jason Tatum didn't have a great shooting night. I don't expect that to continue 2 games in a row. And I think that Boston is just the better team. So if I'm only laying a point against this Pacers team with the Celtics, I'll gladly do it.
All right, very good. So you are on the Celtics. 2 sports we love here at the show because they're year-round. And on slow days, which today is not one of them, but on slow days, we're always going to have golf most of the time. And also we're going to have soccer. So we have a brand new segment. And I'm going to say, hit the music, even though there's no music, because now it's time to kick it with Tom. See, and then we're going to add music probably 3 or 4 days from now and see how you produce it as you're going on the show. So it's time to kick it with Tom. Tom, you like anything on the pitch today?
Yeah, I do. I'm sticking to our fade Arsenal principle. We took the other day and it shocked the world. They won the match. They've been playing terribly, but I feel better now taking Arsenal after they've won a match, and they're probably kind of feeling good about themselves to have a letdown because they're playing a Brighton team that if you look at all the underlying metrics that, you use soccer to predict future success, Brighton's been better than Arsenal this year by a wide margin. I don't think beating Chelsea the other day suddenly fixes what Arsenal's problems are. I think all their problems are still there, and I think they're still trying to figure out who they are and what they are. Brighton knows what it is. Brighton is a good team. Brighton is very solid defensively, and I think that's going to keep them in this match as it is. And I think in attack, they're going to be able to exploit that Arsenal defense. So if you look at the odds that they're getting, they've only got to win about 30% of the time for us to make money here. I think Brighton wins this match between 45% of the time. So that's a lot of value on them. So I'm taking Brighton.
That is a lot of value on them. And remember, we talk about the times and the lines and getting everything at the right time. Make sure you enable those push notifications on your feeds because you never know when we're going to be giving you added content. You never know we're going to give you more picks. So make sure you always know when we're bringing something to you. Okay, it's that time of the show. We're going to recap. Grab your paper. Grab your pencils. Here we go. In the Alamo Bowl, Tommy loves Texas. This number coming down, according to William Hill, to 7. Barrett Salih, this from our SportsLine app. He loves Oklahoma State -1 in the Cheez-It Bowl. I love Cheez-Its. In the NBA, my man Mikey, he loves the Wizards -5.5 against the Bulls, who, as he pointed out, has lost 2 of their first 3 games by at least 19 points. Russell Westbrook also in a prop. He loves a triple-double. This started at plus 340. It's come down to plus 270. So get it in and get it in right now. Tommy loves the Celtics only laying 1 at Indiana. And if you're kicking it with Tom, you're kicking it with Brighton today, plus 225 against Arsenal. Arsenal is the first official team in our fade category. Fade Arsenal. All right, that's going to do it. For Tom, take the bass out of your voice, Fornelli. For our NBA expert, Mike Barner, and Jacob the jeweler, who puts this entire diamond together, I'm your host, the coach. Take it straight to the pay window. And remember, this is the only place for your daily early edge.